Hello everyone. We're going to start with a very simple experiment, which is the experiment to determine the wavelength of a diode laser using a diffraction grating. So that's a lot of words, and let's break them down. So we have, so basically, here this experiment focuses on diffraction. So, what is diffraction? When light of a given wavelength passes through a slit or aperture which is of the same order as the wavelength of the light. So that's when diffraction occurs. Diffraction is when light bends around the edges of the slit or the aperture to form a pattern like this. So this is the diffraction pattern. As you can see, there's a central bright fringe, two slightly less bright fringes on the sides with a dark gap in the center, and followed by two other dots very far away from those two on either side, which are even less bright. So those are the first and second order diffraction patterns. So the experiment basically deals with a type of diffraction called Fresnel diffraction. So there's two types of diffraction, as you might know, Fresnel and Fraunhofer. So Fresnel diffraction deals with finite distance between the source, which is this diode laser, and the screen, which is the wall here. So that's Fresnel diffraction, and we have this. The diffraction basically is happening through this thing called a grating. So what is a grating? It's a transparent material which has very closely spaced lines. So the lines are spaced as close as 600,000 lines per meter, which is like 600 lines per millimeter, which is really minute. And this is done using a diamond tip or similar methods. And these very closely spaced lines are of almost the same order as the wavelength of the laser, which is what we're going to find, by the way. And because of this, since the slit width is approximately of the same order as the wavelength of the light, that's the reason why the diffraction is occurring. So that's an introduction to the experiment, and we're going to use a few formulas to determine the wavelength using whatever we can measure. So for this experiment, we need to vary the value of capital D. So capital D is the distance between the grating and the screen, which is the wall. So as you can see, it starts, so it would be ideal to take the difference in D as 5 centimeters. So you start with 5, you go up to 20. So you need to take readings for first and second order diffraction. So here we have right now the distance between the screen and the grating is 5 centimeters. It's the camera angle, it's 5 centimeters. So this can be varied like 5, you have 10. So you can see that the pattern is shifting, but you can still see the points. You might have to adjust the grating a little to get clear patterns, but that is easily done. So you have 10 centimeters, then you can move it to 15, so this is the pattern for 15 centimeters. You can see that the second order diffraction pattern is moving more and more further away from the central fringe. And finally you have 20. So this is 20. So I have done it very roughly right now, but you need to be more careful when you're doing this. But because the lights are switched on, you can't really see the pattern clearly, but with the lights switched off, as I will show you, it's going to be much more clear. So this is how it's done. Okay, so when you're taking the values, so for example, I'm going to show it for capital D, the distance equals 20 centimeters. So when you're taking the values, you start with the either left or right side first order diffraction. So you have from the central band, you have the distance to be about 9.3 or so. So this is 9.3. So that will be the value for the left hand side of the first order diffraction for 20. So it's different for me because it was when I did the experiment with a different apparatus, but that's the way it's done. So that's for the left side, and similarly you have to check for the right side, which is around 8.9 or 9 centimeters. So you note down the values for the first order diffraction and similarly repeat it for the second order diffraction. So you can see a slightly more faint pattern here. So that would be about 32 centimeters on the left hand side, and similarly from the center to the rightmost pattern you have 25. So you need to make a few adjustments to make these values as close to each other as possible, but that's how you take the readings for each value of x. So you have left hand side first order and right hand side first order, then you find the mean for both of them, and similarly you have second order, which is the distant one from the center. So you repeat this process for 3 or 4 values of capital D with difference of 5 centimeters each. So that's how it's done. Okay, so as you can see, this is how the value should look once you're done taking the readings. So for me, it was more convenient to take readings like this. So the capital D values range from 30 centimeters to 15 centimeters because 5 centimeters seem too close to the screen, but it's up to your preference and however you're comfortable taking the values. So once you have these values, you need to, like I said, calculate the values of mean x. So you have the left one and the right one, and as much as possible, you try to make adjustments to the position of the grating, but it should still be at the same capital D. But you make slight adjustments to the positioning, and you can try to get them to match as much as possible. And once that is done, you can calculate their mean values like I've done here. So you have to do this for both first order diffraction like I showed you and second order diffraction for 4 readings. And with these mean values, you can calculate sine theta. So sine theta is basically this angle. You have so you have the grating here and the laser here. This is the screen. So you have the main pattern, the central fringe, with the distance of D from the grating, and you have a first order diffraction pattern with a bright fringe here. Then the angle here is theta. So the sine of this angle is what we're trying to calculate for substituting in a formula for the wavelength. So you have sine theta equals x, which is this mean value, divided by root of x square plus d square is, so you know that sine theta is equal to perpendicular, which is this, by hypotenuse. So you have this by this. So this is x, which is what we found using the scale, and this is the hypotenuse, which is root of x square plus d square. So that will give you sine theta. D is this value. So this is D, and it's different for the 4 different values we have, and x is this number. So you calculate sine theta, and then you have wavelength. So wavelength is given by sine theta divided by, so n is the number of lines per meter in the grating. So it has to be per meter because meter is the SI unit. So the capital N value is basically 6 into 10 power 5. So it's 6 into 10 power 5 lines per meter. So that's the number of lines per meter in the grating. And sine theta we've already calculated, and m is basically the order of the diffraction. So m is 1 for all of these, and m is 2 for all of the second ones. So you calculate the lambda value. Lambda is the wavelength. So the values of lambda should be matching to each other with very slight difference, so that you can get a mean lambda to be around 6,626.8 angstroms, which is the wavelength of red light, if you think about it. So, yeah, that is the experiment.